Okay, I'm back, and we've been talking about weather, and so now you need to know about the Coriolis force. You don't need to know about that formula, okay, but the concept is that because the Earth is spinning, then that means that winds are going to bend to the right in the northern hemisphere, and winds are going to bend to the left in the southern hemisphere. So this is a consequence of the wind is trying to go in a certain direction, but the Earth is rotating out from underneath it. So it appears as though it's bending like that. So what difference does this make? Okay, this is the reason why the Earth has 3 convection cells in the north and 3 convection cells in the south. So if the Earth was not rotating, then there would be 1 convection cell in the north and 1 in the south. So that air would rise at the equator, it then would go north to the North Pole, it would cool off, and then it would return back to the equator. But because of the rotation of the Earth, as it's trying to go north, it's being bent to the right, and eventually it gets to the point at which it can't go north anymore, so it has to turn around, and it creates another convection cell. So that the 1 convection cell in the north is converted into 3 convection cells. Well, that's going to influence the global weather systems, so that the weather systems are being pushed by these winds. And also, you need to know that at 30 degrees latitude, so let's go back to this picture here, at 30 degrees latitude, if you look, the winds, or the air is coming down at 30 degrees latitude. So that's a natural high pressure system, which means it doesn't rain very much at 30 degrees latitude, and that's where you have your major deserts. Now on the other hand, at 0 degrees latitude, the air is going up. So you are going to have lots of rain at the equator, and then also lots of rain at 60 degrees latitude. And then in between those convection cells are going to be the jet streams. Very turbulent, very fast winds are going to flow in between those 3 convection cells. Then I'd also like for you to know about other reasons for climate change. So this would make for a good essay question. So we talked about how the sun sometimes gives off more energy and sometimes gives off less energy, and this is on a 22-year cycle. And then we also talked about the effects of carbon dioxide on the atmosphere. Then we also talked about how sunlight can be reflected off of ice, so that was albedo. And then we talked about how the tilt of the Earth wobbles, and then we talked about how the orbit of the Earth can be more stretched out sometimes. And then we talked about how as the sun goes around the Milky Way galaxy, it actually is moving up and down like this, and at the same time it was going around in a circle. And then we also talked about that the sun sometimes goes through dust, and then on the surface of the Earth the plates are moving around. So if I was to say on the exam, give me 2 examples of how the Earth's weather is being affected over time, well, I just gave you like 9 of them, okay? And you should be able to give me like two of them back on the test. All right, so that is the lesson on meteorology. And in our next review lesson, we're going to start talking about the Jovian planets and Pluto and the debris of the solar system.